So the Indiana Fever go down to the Aces, and I got to say, I am not liking what I'm seeing.
I mean this when I say this. Fire Stephanie White yesterday. Like, fire her yesterday. And the reason why is not that Stephanie White is a bad basketball coach. It's not that Stephanie White is a bad motivational speaker. It's not that Stephanie White has done a bad job defending her players. It's not any of that. It's that Stephanie White and Caitlin Clark fundamentally have...
Something's brewing in Indiana, and it's not good. Caitlin Clark just dropped another stinker against the Aces, going ice cold from 3, while her coach, Stephanie White, scrambles for excuses. The Fever's championship dreams are melting, faster than ice cream in July, and somebody needs to answer for this mess. Things are about to get spicy.
Yeah, I think the little things, we've kind of just shot ourselves in the leg consistently doing that. We turn the ball over, we foul a lot. You know, those are just easy points for them. I don't know how many points they had at the free throw line tonight, but I think they had 18 off of our turnovers, and that mostly falls on me. That falls on me as our point guard. I think I have to really get us into stuff, especially in the fourth quarter. We didn't do a good job of taking care of the ball. I didn't. So I think just starts with me and just getting better in that.
What do you think is really behind Caitlin Clark's shooting struggles? Is it the system, the pressure, or something deeper? Drop your thoughts below.
I have to say, I saw the same type of energy from Caitlin Clark that I have been seeing from her, or actually maybe just from the last game, but I saw her definitely having in the last game, and that was kind of a little deflated, kind of under baseline energy levels. She wasn't like really talking to anybody on the court. She wasn't showing much emotion, and this is, that is where Caitlin Clark shows all of.
Well, here we are again, folks. Another day, another disappointing performance from what was supposed to be Indiana's championship squad. The Fever just got served a reality check by the Las Vegas Aces, losing 89-81 in what can only be described as a masterclass in how to blow a lead and crush your fans' hopes at the same time. Let's talk numbers, because they don't lie. Unlike some of the excuses we're about to hear, Caitlin Clark went 1-for-10 from three-point range. 1-for-10. That's not a shooting slump. That's a shooting catastrophe. Combine that with her previous game against Golden State, and Clark is now 1-for-17 from beyond the arc in her last 2 games. If that doesn't set off alarm bells, I don't know what does.
That aren't as good, and obviously it's frustrating. You want them to go in, and even tonight I felt like there was a few that felt really good off my hand and it just didn't go down. And even the mid-range jump shot to start the fourth quarter and the 3 to start the fourth quarter, they both felt good off my hand. So it's just it's just frustrating.
But here's where it gets interesting. After this embarrassing display, Stephanie White decided to play the blame game, and surprise, she's pointing fingers everywhere except at herself. I think the biggest thing is what we as a staff have to do to get her better looks, higher quality looks, White said after the game. Oh really? Because last time I checked, you're the coach, Stephanie. It's literally your job to get your star player good looks.
Biggest thing is what we have to do as a staff to get her better looks, like higher quality looks. Every game plan is going to be to make her score inside the three-point line, right? And the different ways that they're going to do that. Physicality, coverage, showing bodies, all the different things. And, we have to do a better job of getting her higher quality looks.
White continued her deflection tour by saying, every opponent's game plan is going to be to make her score inside the three-point line, right? And the different ways they're going to do that. Physicality, coverage, showing bodies, all the different things. Congratulations, coach, you've just discovered that opposing teams tried to defend the best player. Revolutionary stuff right there. But the audacity didn't stop there. White then had the nerve to say, I'm not worried about Caitlin's shot. Caitlin's shot is going to be just fine. The things I'm worried about are our 18 turnovers for 28 Aces points. Oh, so now turnovers are the problem, not the fact that your franchise player looks completely lost in your system. Classic coaching deflection 101. Let's break down what really happened in Vegas. Because this wasn't just a loss, it was a systematic breakdown of everything the Fever were supposed to represent this season. The game was tied 69-69 in the fourth quarter when the Aces outscored Indiana 9-2 to pull ahead for good. That's not bad luck. That's poor execution when it matters most.
Now, that energy from Caitlin Clark is very different. It feels like everybody on this team, I don't know, Dewana Bonner has been in her head. I think that it's showing that Caitlin Clark is in her head, and she's 23 years old, and she has the weight of the success of the WNBA on her shoulders. And, the Connecticut Sun game was very intense, so we can't assume that it didn't exactly have an effect on her, but there is definitely something going on. I know she's also been coughing a lot, for a while, actually. So, all I would be saying are assumptions here, but the energy level that Caitlin Clark is exuding is a little worrisome. I mean, it could just be she lost 2 games in a row and she seems
Indiana fever, from championship hopes to a system in shambles. Well, here we are again, folks. Another day, another disappointing performance from what was supposed to be Indiana's championship squad. The Fever just got served a harsh reality check by the Las Vegas Aces, losing 8-9, 8-1, in what can only be described as a masterclass in how to blow a lead and crush fan hopes simultaneously. On paper, Caitlin Clark posted respectable numbers, 19 points and 11 assists. But if you watched the game, you know the truth, she was struggling. She shot 7 of 8 from the field and turned the ball over 8 times. Those aren't the numbers of a player who's comfortable in her system or confident in her role. Meanwhile, A'ja Wilson did what elite players do against teams that are floundering. She took over. Wilson dropped 24 points and was 1 of 5 aces in double figures. That's what separates contenders from pretenders. When the pressure's on, champions rise. The Fever. They stepped backward. The motion offense is a misfit for Clark. Let's talk about the elephant in the room. The motion offense. Stephanie White insists on running. For Caitlin Clark, it's about as useful as a chocolate teapot. Clark thrives in transition. She's deadly in pick-and-roll sets. She's dangerous when given the freedom to create. Instead, White has her running around off-ball screens like she's auditioning for a community theater production of Basketball, the musical. What's most frustrating? This isn't Clark's rookie season. She should be building on her foundation, not looking like she's learning the game from scratch. The development arc should be steep and upward, not a roller coaster of mediocrity. Injuries, fatigue, and coaching mismanagement. Let's address the health concerns, because they're real and they're affecting Clark's game. The quad injury that kept her out earlier in the season clearly has lingering effects. Her explosiveness is missing. Her shot mechanics look shaky. When a shooter's base is off, everything else crumbles. But instead of adjusting the system to accommodate her physical state or managing her minutes smartly, Stephanie White keeps trotting out the same tired schemes. It's like watching someone try to jam a square peg into a round hole, hoping the hole changes shape. And the injuries aren't just physical. Since her contentious game against Connecticut, where she got poked in the eye and shoved to the ground, Clark hasn't looked the same. That's not a coincidence. The mental toll is just as real. When you're getting hit every night and not getting calls, it shakes your rhythm and confidence. White's deflection tours and lack of accountability. After the loss to Vegas, White went on her usual deflection tour. She claimed, every opponent's game plan is going to be to make her score inside the three-point line. Physicality, coverage, showing bodies. Oh wow. Really? Groundbreaking stuff. Opponents are trying to stop your best player. Revolutionary. Then came the kicker. I'm not worried about Caitlin's shot. Caitlin's shot will be just fine. What I'm worried about are our 18 turnovers for 28 aces points. So now turnovers are the problem, not the fact that your franchise player is lost in your system. Classic coaching deflection 101. And let's not forget White's bizarre media handling after the Connecticut game. When a question was directed at Clark, White intercepted it, saying she would handle officiating questions. That's either a coach protecting her player or one who doesn't trust her to speak. Either way, it's a bad look. The system is the problem. Here's what really gets under the skin. The wasted potential. This team was supposed to be different. Aggressive offseason moves brought in veterans with championship experience. Yes, DeWanna Bonner's absence has hurt, but depth and coaching are supposed to compensate. And about those better looks, White keeps mentioning, what exactly does she mean? Because Clark is getting open threes. The problem isn't shot quality, it's rhythm, confidence, and context. You don't get into a shooting rhythm when you're constantly moving without purpose in a motion offense. Watch A'ja Wilson or Breena Stewart. They know where their shots are coming from, and when. Their systems maximize their talents. Clark, on the other hand, often looks like she's playing a different sport. Team impact and coaching absences. Aaliyah Boston had a strong showing, 26 points. 18 in the first half, but even she can't carry this offense when the primary facilitator is out of sync. The bench has been inconsistent. That's on coaching too. When rotation players don't know their roles, it disrupts the whole unit. Let's also talk about White's own availability. She's missed multiple games for personal reasons during a critical stretch when the team is struggling. That's not ideal. Leadership matters, especially when your star player is under siege. Acting head coach Austin Kelly said it plainly. The game plan has been consistent. Be physical with her. Everyone knows it. Yet, there's no adjustment, no protective structure, and no strategic pivot. The clock is ticking right now. Caitlin Clark is being asked to be a facilitator in a system that doesn't facilitate anything. She's taking hits, missing rhythm, and being left exposed physically and tactically. Here's the brutal truth. If this continues, the Fever are staring down a wasted season. The WNBA season is short, the margin for error is razor thin. Championship windows don't stay open forever, and this one is starting to slam shut. And that's the real tragedy because the talent is there. We've seen it. The Fever demolished. Chicago to open the season. They pushed the defending champion Liberty to the wire. The blueprint exists, but instead of building on it, White is coaching like she's afraid to fail. When you have generational talent, you don't play it safe. You take risks, you innovate. You build around what makes your star special. Right now, the Fever are serving us basketball's version of elevator music, predictable, bland, and uninspired. If something doesn't change the system, the leadership, or the mindset, this team will go down as the biggest missed opportunity in the league this year. So what needs to change first? Smash that like button if you think Stephanie White needs to step up her game, and subscribe for more brutally honest basketball breakdowns.